Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. We're playing Blade and Sorcery, and we are here at the Blade and Sorcery stunt show. No, this is the canyon map. It's kind of a cool one. Reminds me of kind of a hidden little Pueblo village somewhere in Arizona. You know, that'd be cool. Little Monument Valley thing if it was surrounded by a weird ocean. But anyway, let's get things started. Today, I wanted to talk about something interesting, and it is this. Do you or can you mature or grow out of a mental disorder or some sort of condition that you have mentally? So let's talk about that. In the meantime, I hope you are doing well wherever you are today, whether it's day or night, or you're sitting there in the back of your grandma's car, and your mouth is really dry, and she says, "Here, have one of these candies out of my purse," and it tastes like her purse. Anyway, I think we've all experienced that, right? Yeah, or maybe it's just me. Anyway, today we're going to be playing the Circle of Death. Circle of Death. Enemies surround us. They don't have the guts to attack all at once. They do think that they're clever enough to strike one after the other. So, typical movie style. They all are going to attack at once, and I get to destroy them all at my own leisure. So, anyway, let's get things started. Great day for murder. Oh, can I just... Oh, I forgot I am in this mode. No. Shh. No. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about, like I said, let me get a sword or something here. That'll be fine, thank you. What I wanted to talk about today is, I've got a lot of things that are going on in my life. And I like to be as relatable as I can about some of these things with mental conditions, or with disorders, or challenges that people face. I've got, let me run down a quick list. Let's start with the big one. I have a traumatic brain injury. As a consequence of that, it is from two different accidents in my life where I struck my head really hard, went unconscious for a while. The more recent one was... more recent, it was still 30 years ago. When I was in a car accident, my head went up through the windshield. It was a pretty bad accident. Anyway, there's a video about that. I do a video about that. Let's see if I can put it up here. Yeah, right there. Okay. The night of my car accident. Anyway, so I have a traumatic brain injury. It's lesions in the center of my brain, which causes some interesting challenges in life. I sometimes can't speak for most of the day. I do have another video on that. Go take a look at my mental health playlist. This will also be in the mental health playlist, as well as the other ones, because it's a little combination of fun and some information. So... Traumatic brain injury, also have autism, PTSD, I have schizoaffective disorder, which is, it is schizophrenia combined with bipolar disorder. The schizophrenia is I have delusions, not exactly like you think in terms of cliche sort of things. I hear music 24 hours a day. It is the result of the first head injury that I sustained, and yes, I hear it all the time, unless I'm actively replacing it with something else. One of the songs that's often in my head is the Blue Danube Waltz, that one from 2001. Yeah, that one. Anyway, so I have that going on. Boy, a bunch of other stuff. Including, and this is going to be one of the focuses of what I'm talking about, I have antisocial personality disorder, and it is more specifically used to be defined down a little more as sociopathy, okay? Which means that I'm a sociopath, all right? And before you all go running for the hills, what I want to say about this is I think it is possible to mature out of conditions like that. Now, what do I mean by that? Oh, no. I don't even think I did the first traditional slow motion kill of the day. Let's do that now. How about that? We're a couple minutes in already. You get nothing, sir. Hi. I kicked him into his own weapon? I don't even know what just happened there. Anyway. So I think it is possible to mature out of conditions. And by mature, I mean, especially with something like sociopathy or psychopathy in general, or antisocial personality disorder, if you are young enough that you have been diagnosed with conduct disorder, okay, that is before, if you got diagnosed with that before, I think 15 or something like that, you can, you get diagnosed with conduct disorder first, and then it turns into antisocial personality disorder, and then they can sometimes narrow it down more with whatever. Okay, so as you get older, I think you start to understand that your actions have consequences, right? Wow. That your actions have consequences, and that they're very real consequences. But you also start to really... It's like... I like to use Dexter as a kind of example of how that it can work, right? Dexter is a show about a serial killer who only kills bad guys, right? He goes after people that are, murderers, and he takes them out. But he's also a complete psychopath. He's like, a killer, right? But he, in the course of the show, he matures, right? He starts to do things like develop feelings for people, right? Which is something that's supposed to be impossible for someone like me. Ooh, wow, okay. It's supposed to be impossible for someone like me to develop true emotional connections with somebody, all right? It's supposed to be impossible for me to feel compassion in general about other people. Not this lady, though. Oh, no. Tacked her right to the ground. And I think this is why I enjoy this game so much. It lets me work out some of that psychopath energy. But anyway, he develops this morality and this sense of right and wrong and compassion. And he figures out by the end of the show, basically, not the new one. Screw the new series, the new episodes. Forget those. Those are crap. And they were so predictable, it was disgusting. Anyway, so he develops by the end of it this sense of, like, understanding that, he can do things that are right and wrong, and they don't have to be based upon his dark passenger, as he says, right? Whoop. Uh-oh. Bye! But I think through time, I have understood more about myself. And, as you live with a psychological condition or a challenge like that, you start to understand more about it. You, almost do research, but it's not it's more like passive research, because it's kind of like that lady that went and lived with the apes, right? She understood them because she lived with them, right? This is kind of like what I'm talking about with, if you have a condition, you know the condition after time because you've lived with it, right? And this is part of my little disclaimer that I put. I don't have a degree in anything that pertains to psychology or psychiatry or any mental health disorders at all. But I am someone that has lived with all of these things, and so I don't necessarily feel like I can give advice, but I do feel like I can give experiential learning, right? Okay, so when it comes to growing out of something, obviously there are things that you can't grow out of, right? So you can't grow out of, I don't know, not having an arm. You can't grow out of, I don't know, what are some good examples? You can't grow out of having dyslexia, right? But you can learn how to cope with those things better. You can design coping strategies. You can learn how to deal with those things through therapy and medication, right? You can understand more about yourself and what makes those things challenges to you, and then you can start to practice being a normal person. Now back to Dexter. One of the things that his father tells him when he was a kid is, you're not going to have the same... Wow. That is our drama queen of the day, ladies and gentlemen. The player that refuses to get off screen... Again, refuses to get off screen. Ding, 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 ding. Wow. She is the drama queen supreme here. What is going on? Off the bridge with you, lady. But his father tells Dexter, you've got to pretend. If people are smiling, smile, right? If people are crying, cry. And it's learning how to be like other people by mimicking them. Now, the thing about that is, the longer you mimic something, the more set it becomes in who you are, right? So this is a little secret about me. I, for a very long time, and I actually also have a video about what it's like to be a psychopath or a sociopath. It's very difficult for me to connect with people. It's very difficult for me to care about things, right? If I see a news story on the news feed and it is something particularly awful, I may or may not care. And for a very long time, no matter really what it was, if it didn't affect me personally, I don't give a shit, right? And some of you may be like that. Some of you may face that challenge yourselves. Is that wrong? Is it wrong to feel that way? No, it is not wrong to feel that way. People feel that way. That's how life works. But what I've learned to do through the years is to give myself a chance to, experience the emotions that other people might have, right? And it's mostly a process of putting myself in their shoes, so to speak, right? I steal their shoes and walk around in them. No, it's putting myself in other people's shoes, right? And what that does, it gives you the freedom to explore other people's emotions and then see what they would feel like for you. Again, this may be a foreign concept for some of you, all right? You may be saying to yourself, well, Orpheus, you're explaining things for how it's supposed to be for people, right? You're explaining you're explaining how to have compassion, right? Well, yeah, because I think, and I'm not the only person who's got this issue. I know that there's a growing number of people, and this is, it's partially because of the internet. You get so desensitized to things. Like here, I'm chopping people's heads off and stuff, right? And it's background noise for me telling you about psychology, right? Okay. Well, can you imagine this 10, 15 years ago, if you're old enough? I remember when GTA San Andreas came out, and entire countries were banning that game. Hey, if you're an Aussie right now, right? If you're in Australia or in New Zealand, you're probably very familiar with your country's censorship laws. Well, I mean, some of that started because of GTA. Some of those restrictions that they have in Australia, and I think they still have them, are because GTA came out and it was so violent because you could pull people out of their cars and kill them. Right? On a video game, right? This wasn't they didn't give you, it's not like you bought a box and you opened it up and there was a gun and a mask and said, go have fun. That's not what it was, right? But people were treating it like it was exactly that. Now, this is ridiculous, but it allows you the chance to get desensitized to it if you want, right? Okay, so they say that this can lead to murderous behavior. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all, right? But what it does do, that desensitization, we already have that. We have that from the internet. We have that from walking around every day. There are some screwed up stories that happen. Wow. There are some screwed up stories that happen out there in the world, and they're available right there on your, should I say Twitter or should I say X? They're on your X feed right there. I'm not even getting into that. They're on your X feed. They're on your, the little smart screen that you have. They may scroll by on your phone. You might hear them on some sort of news station. And all you see is that the world is this screwed up place, and you keep getting more and more and more desensitized to it. And what I think that does is it creates a little bit of sociopathy, or that, antisocial personality disorder in all of us, and it keeps getting stronger. So that's why I'm kind of explaining compassion to people, right? Because I know there are a lot of people who have difficulty with it. There are a lot of people who have issues trying to identify and understand what it's like to be compassionate. how you become a better person. And I think through a lot of years of learning how to mimic people, I've started to understand and become a better person. Now, does that mean that I've grown out of those conditions? Well, no. It means that I've learned how to accept more of who I am, connected to those conditions. And it also means that I've learned, wow, got him around. It's like I was playing horseshoes with him. But it's kind of like I've learned to accept who I am, and I've also learned that my actions always have consequences. Everyone's actions always have consequences. Just like hers. But everyone has to deal with those consequences. And when it's, I think part of what the concept it like fools us, right, is that you can mature out of mental conditions. But you really can't. What you do is you mature as a person. Right? You gain the wisdom of the ages, so to speak. You get older. What's going on here, bro? You get older, and as you get older, you start to learn more things. You start to get more wisdom. You start to get more humility, right? You learn that there are lessons everywhere, and that if you just tell yourself that you are... Look, it has taken me years to just be able to say, I don't know. If someone asks me a question and I don't know, instead of trying to bullshit some answer out of it. So, anyway. Can you mature out of a mental condition? Bruh? Yeah. Did you just say bruh? No. What is going on? I can't get up. Aha, you missed. Bruh. My turn. He bruhed me twice. Ooh, this is too tempting. But can you mature out of a mental condition? No, I don't think you can. But I think that you can mature as a person and learn how to control and channel that sort of, or funnel that energy, that negativity that you have to different places. Like with this has become a great therapy sort of thing for me to just go out and release some of that energy that I have. Does that mean I'm going to go out and kill people if I'm not able to play Blade and Sorcery? No. Because I've matured away from any of those impulses. So anyway, I hope you found that at least entertaining and maybe a little bit informative, and we will see you in the next one. Do good, be good, and treat yourself well, because you know what? You deserve it. Okay, we'll see you in the next one. Bye! Yeah.